Friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Playlist. Got another stack of games here to talk about that I played this week. And of course, as always, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions, so please uh, leave a comment and let me know what you guys thought of these games. Did you enjoy them? Did you not enjoy them? And also, if you guys have games you think I should try out, please leave those recommendations. I'd love to hear from you guys. I love learning about new games that I should try out. My good buddy Grant came over again this past Monday, and we played some Super Famicom games. And the first game we played was the Super Mario Collection, which is the Japanese version of Super Mario All-Star. So this has Super Mario Bros. 1, Super Mario Bros. 2, the Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2, which is called Lost Levels, and then Super Mario Bros. 3. So all those are remade in this game. Great collection. Definitely recommend Mario All Stars. Now, this Japanese version, being on the Super Famicom, is a little bit more difficult than the US version. One of the examples is like in Super Mario Bros. 3. In the US version, let's say you have a fire power. If you get hit, you go back to Big Mario. In this one, if you get hit, you go back to the very small Mario. So it's a lot more difficult. I noticed that overall the game does play a little harder, but we had a lot of fun with it. We actually beat Super Mario Bros. 3. It's taken us a few weeks of playing a little bit of every Monday that he's come over. We actually beat it. We are playing through Super Mario Bros. 1. We're close to actually beating that one. We've also been playing Super Mario Bros. 2, which I love that game. It has a very catchy tune, especially when it first starts up. That game I never did beat as a kid. I always wanted to beat Super Mario Bros. 2. So we're having a fun playing that. And we've also played a little bit of the Lost Levels, the Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2. Now that one is super difficult. Very, very hard game. That's the true sequel to the first Mario Bros. Game. And they thought it was too difficult, so that's why they didn't release it here in the US until years later when we got the All-Stars collection. You got to play it for the first time. But we're having a blast with this. I definitely recommend Mario All-Stars, and if you have a Super Famicom, get the Mario Collection because it's very fun. It's a little bit more difficult than the American versions, but they're still the classic same Mario game, and they're very fun games. I absolutely love this. We also have played some of the Super Mario World, which is Super Mario Bros. 4 there. If you see, that's what it's called in the Super Famicom version. Classic Super Mario World game. This one did seem a little harder than the US version, but another one we actually recently beat. We also were playing this, we like to play several games throughout the night, so we don't stick to just one. There's an exception. Sometimes we play like the Donkey Kong games, we'll just play the whole night, but I do like to play a variety of games and beat each one a little bit, and we did manage to beat Super Mario World for Super Famicom. Another fun game. Definitely would recommend. I loved the story in this. Is my second favorite game, a Mario game. Super Mario Bros. 3 is my favorite, followed by Super Mario World. I loved when they introduced Yoshi and then the different Yoshis. I loved the secret world in the Star World, and then going to those extra bonus levels to get the true ending. It was a fun game. The Bowser fight was really fun. The graphics were awesome. I loved the different Koopa kids you got to battle. I mean, this was such a well-made Super Mario Brothers game. Highly recommend Super Mario World on either Super Famicom, in the some of the Mario All-Stars Super Mario World collection on the Super Nintendo you can get, the eShop, that kind of stuff. Definitely recommend Super Mario World though. Amazing game. Can't say enough about how awesome that is. We also played Super Mario Kart. So this is the first Mario Kart game. This is the Super Famicom version, which of course I have it on Super Nintendo as well. Another awesome game. I love Mario Kart, and this made me fall in love with the series because this was the first one I ever played. Awesome game. I didn't really notice any differences in some of the Super Famicom. Because, there's a few, like, I remember, like, Bowser drinks, it's like beer. Like, he actually downs and drinks beer. And then I know the princess does something different. So there is a little differences that they censored in the American version from this Super Famicom version. But overall, same game. Love Mario Kart. And I know some people, because it's kind of dated, don't really like it. But if you haven't played the first Mario Kart game, you got to see how the series' origin started. Take time and actually play this Super Mario Kart game. Amazing game. Love it. You can still has the battles and stuff. You can battle each other in the game. And then, of course, maybe this one didn't. Did this have the battling? God, it's been so long since I've tried to play that. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't have the battle. It might not. Maybe I'm getting it mixed. I know the 64 one did, but maybe this one didn't. I don't know. I can't remember. We just did the race mode, but there might be a battle mode. I can't remember. But overall, such an amazing game. You have got to play it. It's a great game, and I had a lot of fun with this. Definitely recommend that one. Next up for PlayStation 3. I haven't played this in a while. I wanted to go back to it because I need to finish beating, and that is Demon's Souls. Amazing game from Software made this. Super difficult. This is what started the Souls series. After this they went to Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. They went to Bloodborne, and now they got a new game coming out soon. Awesome game. I'll highly recommend this one as well. It's really cool. I'm not sure if the servers are still up. They were last year when I played. I didn't pay attention if they were still running when I played it this week. Such a great game. Very difficult, but really cool. I highly would recommend Demon's Souls. You can get this cheap. It's like a $5 or less game nowadays. But it is fun, really difficult. But once you learn how to play it and how to play properly, you'll have a lot of fun with it. I'm enjoying it. I mean, there's not like a huge amount of story. You kind of have to dig through it, through the lore and stuff. But there's just something about these Soul games that are just amazing. I just love that they're difficult, and I really love how fun they are, especially once you learn how to play them. And then another game that I played, I actually don't own it, I just rented it. I finally got to play the new Resident Evil 2 remake. Let me just tell you that it is an amazing remake. So awesome. It goes from the tank controls and the upgraded to the new graphics where you have control of the camera. They have a flashlight. They actually make the zombies are actually scary again. They're freaky, especially in the dark. You hear one moaning and screaming. You don't know where the hell it is. And if you got headphones like I do, where you can have that surround sound, like you can hear them in different parts of the game, and you can hear them stomping around. Of course, the lickers return, and those guys are just as difficult as before. You have those zombie dogs, which are hard. And then, of course, Mr. X returns again, and that motherfucker is tough. And he's relentless and will hunt you down like he did in the other game. Of course, you can lose him and stuff, but it always freaks you out when you hear his loud footsteps in the corridor near you, like figuring out where the hell is he going to be, where's he going to pop out, or is he going to bust through a wall, which that freaked me out. He busted through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man and was right there, and I had to get around him. Of course, like other Resident Evil games, resource management is a must. You can't just go through it like guns blazing and kill every zombie. You have to be careful with your bullets, conserve your ammo, and know when to fight and not to fight. There's some really hairy situations in the game where you can have a lot of zombies that can be difficult to get through. But it's a great game. The story is awesome. Of course, you can play as either Leon or Claire, and then of course you can play their secondary scenarios, B and the B scenario, so you can play through those. So there's 4 of those, plus they included the Hunk, the Fourth Survivor, and the Tofu to unlock. So there's 6 different campaigns in the game that you can go through. But the story is done really well. The graphics are amazing. There's a lot of awesome boss fights, a lot of weapons. There's Easter eggs in the game. Like I found a poster where in the original Resident Evil 2, if you could get to the police station without picking up an item, you would find Brad Vickers, who was that helicopter pilot from the first Resident Evil game. You would kill him, unlock a key, and then you would get costumes to unlock. Well, in this one, there's a recruitment poster for the Raccoon Police Department with Brad Vickers on the front. So I thought that was a nice little nod. There was other little Easter eggs to different games in this series that you can find in the game. But overall, I absolutely loved it. Had to return it to the family video, and they had it for 5 days. I got really far with Leon, almost beat it. I wanted to try it out. It's definitely a game I'm going to buy it now at some point, because I want to go through and beat all the scenarios on it and with the secret characters and everything. But definitely, if you loved Resident Evil, you gotta pick up Resident Evil 2, the remake. It is such an amazing game. They did a fantastic job. That is the proper way to do a remaster of a game. They know what they're doing. I hope that they actually do make a remake of Resident Evil 3. I would love to see that one. And then, they could go to Code Veronica and some of the other ones. It'd be nice for them to do this same treatment. Absolutely loved Resident Evil 2. So, We'll do our quick recap, of course. Super Mario Collection, which is Mario All Stars, amazing game. You should pick it up. You can get it on the Wii. You can get the eShop and stuff. So there's plenty of ways you can play it. Definitely recommend it. Such a fun title. Of course, Super Mario World. That's a classic game. It's my second favorite Mario game of all time, besides Super Mario Brothers 3. Awesome game. Again, another one you gotta play if you never did. Such a fun game in the series. Of course, Super Mario Kart, the first Mario Kart that started this series. Absolutely loved this game. Great multiplayer, and I do remember now that there was the balloon battling in the game, so such a fun title. Definitely should play that. Of course, Demon Souls. This is where the Soul series started. Brutal, difficult, crazy enemies. You fight giant dragons and knights and wraiths and all kinds of crazy shit. Awesome game. Another one I definitely would recommend. And then the last one was Resident Evil 2, the remake. This was such an amazing remaster. The graphics are awesome. The zombies are scary. You owe it to yourself. If you're a fan of Resident Evil, get Resident Evil 2. You will not be disappointed. Again, as always, I would love to hear your guys' opinions on those 5 games that I talked about. Been having a lot of fun playing games again. Getting more games in, playing on my days off or after work and stuff, before work. I'm loving this new goal that I had of playing more games. It's so awesome, and I had a lot of fun. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have a great day, and Sleepy will see you guys next time.